Hello. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the final City After Dark. I happen to be, as I was in the beginning, and I'm now in the end, RJ City, and it is dark, and it is post-dark. It hasn't just gotten dark, it is dark. We're in the middle of it now, and I have a wonderful cigar that I refuse to light. I have my glasses with no lenses, and I have my signature drink, a lime Ricky Lake. Here's an opening cheer. Salute to you all. SM said, let me go here. Happy series finale. Yes, it's a series finale for now of City After Dark, using my emoji. Happy to report surgery went well this morning. Excited for the stream. Well, congratulations to you, SM, on your surgery, which I, in my head, thought it was you having your kidney removed. I don't know why or what that would result in. Nevertheless, that's what I think happens. I'm happy to hear it was a success. Ty 5 is here, who I just played an Among Us stream with Jessamine Duke and Mia Yim and Ronda Rousey, which will be, I'm sure, coming soon to my YouTube, although I didn't like it that much. And she says, good evening, Mr. City. Sir, long time no talk. Cheers to your last After Dark. Yeah, I guess I got to do this too. Rowan said, good evening, SM. I hope you're recovering well. Oh, I thought she meant me. It's SM because I didn't have the surgery. Neil said, don't leave me. I would like to remind everyone how accessible I actually am. I'm on Twitter pretty much all the time, and I'm still making all my videos. I'll still have my usual series, and of course, my coffee and underwear on Sunday mornings. Not to mention, I've been making so many videos lately, and also doing other interviews, that I have more interviews and videos than days to post them in. If anything, this will prevent overexposure. So I think in the long run, it's a good thing. Ty said, you're really not going to talk to me, aren't you? Well, I am. So go to hell, Ty. Sabrina said, hey, everyone. Sorry not joining tonight, but have a lovely night. It's my last night, Sabrina. How dare you? You should be ashamed of yourself. Good night. Val said, you play that game a lot for not liking it. I've actually been coerced into playing it many times, and I don't like it, but people seem to like to play with me, and that's the important thing, that they like me. Jordan said, rest in peace, Tracy Smothers, God bless. And yes, our dear long viewer Blue Meanie has a lot of memories of him. I was going to offer my condolences if he's in the chat at some point, and I'm sure he'll do. Oh, there he is. Blue Meanie, my condolences on your dear friend. I was a fan of him from WCW when he was in the Southern Boys. And then, of course, the FBI was hilarious. And a perfect thing that was like perfectly dumb yet good wrestling. Like, stupid idea, but also like the smart stupid, the good stuff. I'm sure, Blue Meanie, you at some point we'll do a tribute episode about him. It's incredibly sweet, and I was a big, long fan of him. Also, Tabby said, good evening, Velzen. Yes, I announced my new character, the mysterious Van Velzen. And he's got a lot of makeup on his face. He's kind of like gothic, creepy, weird. And he says it's Velzen after everything. Ah, this is my cigar, Velzen. Yes, very Van, very Velzen, very Van Velzen. So that's a thing I'm working on. It's really catching on. Steve said, good evening, RJ and all. Missy said, hi, everyone. Thank you for keeping us entertained on Wednesday nights. Let us not forget that I believe in March or April, maybe it was March, I started this in the middle of the week thinking, you know what? I'll do this for 4 weeks, and then we'll be back to normal, and I'll be busy, and we'll all be whatever. It's a month inside. Remember, I was reading the kids' books for like 2 weeks too, and I was like, okay, well, that's done. And then I was like, let's do this. And it's like 8 months later. And we only missed 2 episodes. One, because the protests were going on, and it was really it was not the good time. And the second one's because I had to watch the drive-in bullshit premiere of You Cannot Kill David Arquette, which was it was everything I wanted it to be. Brandon says, hey, sexy. Well, hiya, handsome. Ty killed me first during Among Us, and I'm sure she had a good laugh with her friends. Val said, but we will get community videos of limerick readings to remind us of the good old days. I'm sure the limericks will be popping up again in some form. Nail said, I don't care. I want Wednesdays too. Let me be emotional. It's okay to cry. And it's okay to be sad in a happy way. Let it out. Danny said, hi. NPDMD said, good evening, RJ, for the final time. Well, look, I'm not going anywhere. So I think we can all calm down about that. Brandon wants a lime Ricky recipe. It's chlorophyll, water, and a lemon. It's that simple. Only a couple drops. As Em said, while we enjoy all of your content, RJ, I feel that this stream is where your cult began. In true cult fashion, we shouldn't let you leave. Where will we get our dirty limericks now? Maybe I should publish a book of dirty limericks. City After Dark and Other Tales. A book of dirty limericks by RJ City. But like all good cult leaders, I'm suddenly leaving, and you'll be left going, well, what do we do now? And then you'll all start to implode. Andrea said, good evening. I do really wish I had a chance to meet Tracy Smothers. I met him, I believe, at a few indie shows, but I never, unfortunately, got to work him. He was very funny. He was just funny. He's one of those people who was like, he seemed to be equally as ridiculous in the back as he was in the ring. So there was really no turn it on and off, which really just means he was a genuine performer. So Fly said, I'm going to miss After Dark for the dirty limericks. Can we get a couple for the road? Yes, it's early. Give me a second. Body Slammer said, I guess it was the Cobb salad not available during COVID. That was the final straw. It is the final straw, and I drew the shortest one. Val said, I feel like it reminds me of something. I don't know what that is. Blue Meanie said, thanks, RJ. Tracy Smothers is the unsung hero of ECW. He took so many young talent under his wings. He shared so much knowledge. I owe a big piece of my success to him. I love him. He seemed to be a guy who made the wrestling business better from the ground up. Obviously had a passion for the indies after ECW and helping those guys, and never seemed like a big league guy, like a big timer. If anything, he was the opposite. I felt like he wanted to go, if we make the bottom better, that will make everything better, which is, I think, a pretty damn good legacy to have. Nail said, you're such a meanie, Velzen. Now you're getting the hang of it. Brandon said, a recipe 108, or I serve the bar myself. I don't know. Aaron leaves a sad rose as if I was the Phantom of the Opera. Andrew said, Meanie, you were so lucky to have that time working with him. Roman said, we better have a group Mad Lib tonight or some kind of final gangbang before this is over. Dear Lord, Rowan, save that for After Dark. SM said, the children's books readings were the shit. I guess so. Legion said, I'm drunk. It's 2 a.m. and my birthday had just finished. What better thing to do than have some After Dark? This is a good come down from the high of a birthday. And I would say happy birthday, but it's over now. Mr. Swoon said, at least we have the memories. I still remember when Matt Taven ran in and told you to do the horse. And in honor of Matt, here's to you. Val said, I love that we're all treating this like you're disappearing forever. This is really my farewell to the troops. Andrea said, you're breaking my heart, RJ. Neil said, oh, Mr. Swoon, we should talk about our favorite moments. Minus the sink story. It is weird to go, what are all the weird things I talked about? And then it's like a lot. It just never really feels like it. I also forget things, like the second they leave my mouth on a stream. Once this is over, I'll forget specifically things I said. Rowan said, happy birthday, Legion Quest. Jordan Patrick, who also did a nice Q&A with me on the latest issue of Wrestle Void, said, I remember Tracy from WCW at a young age. ECW is where I learned to love Tracy Smothers. Every time I got to see him on indie shows, the show was always better for it. And that's a guy who was like a liquid, where he would adapt to whatever really the situation called for. Not many guys from like that period of WCW and older, lest we forget, he'd been wrestling much longer than that, could adapt the way someone like Tracy Smothers could, or the way someone like Terry Funk could. Tabby said, I'm fine with this ending. Booing at my computer for an hour straight every Wednesday hasn't been doing wonders to my throat, that's for sure. You need a lozenge. If it was to continue, RJ would have to turn face for the sake of your tonsils. Jordan said, Ricky Shane Page told a story about seeing him in New York Tracy was using a cane. Ricky asked him what happened, and Tracy said, "Oh man, I slipped in dog piss." As we are often wont to do, as slick as dog piss can be. Mark Nansky said, "Can you keep the limericks going on Coffee with Underwear?" I don't think they're the right fit. I'm pretty song heavy there. I'm pretty sure I'll find another way to get them out of my life. So hang tight. Raquel said, "I'm sad you decided to end this. RJ won't be the same." Well, obviously, because I'm ending it. "I hope you come back again. We still have your coffee." No shit. I've been putting out videos. I put out like 9 videos last week. I'm here. Just not specifically, this will be the last specific. So Rowan said, "Ooh, I'll expect you to sing some Phantom tonight. That's all I ask of you." Nice touch, Rowan. SM said, "Down payment for my City After Dark Limerick book story." So let's get started with some. There was a young fellow named Meek who invented a lingual technique. It drove women frantic and made them romantic and wore all the hair off his cheek. Probably went like that. There was a young man of Nantucket whose prick was so long he could suck it. He said with a grin as he wiped off his chin, "If my ear were a vagina, I'd fuck it." If his ear. Angry said, "Stick-on mustaches." And I believe I still have one here. Aaron said, "We need some greatest hits. Bring back the mustaches." Are you ready for this? You're not going to recognize me, that's for sure. Everyone close your eyes. Okay. Huh? I have to go like this. I'm crooked. I look like... That's the only way I can even it out. Look at this guy. Remember this old routine? I'm playing my highlights from the past 23 years. Brett said, "I only tune in for the last episodes of anything. It's what I do." Also, hi, Gregory Iron. Where the fuck is Gregory Iron? Greg is here? Did I miss Greg? How did I miss Greg? Greg, if you're still here, say something. How did I miss Greg? What the hell happened? Ty said, "My favorite story is the vacuum cleaner story. It wasn't on After Dark, but when I ruined my mother's vacuum cleaner." Blue Meanie said, "This is really bumming me out that this show is ending. It's been one of my favorite things to look forward to." Blue Meanie, I'm here. You can still call me on Wednesday nights, and we could look out on the veranda and talk. I appreciate your support. And I must also say, Blue Meanie has a wonderful podcast called The Mind of Meanie and the Meanie Tunes, the cartoons. Jay, I wonder where you got that idea. And I urge you to listen to all of Meanie's episodes, but specifically the one with me, because it was very long, and we still managed to cover no topics. But thank you, Blue Meanie. You're so sweet of you. And thank you, lady friend, too. Susan Tracy. I know her name's Tracy, but yes. Neil said the cat story, which I don't remember. So Karia said, "I'm late. What did I miss?" A lot. Bill said, "Well, I've never caught this live. Said it's the last it seems." So I just wanted to say hello. No, Bill, you have to say goodbye now. You ruined everything. Carla said, "Sorry I'm late. Halloween have a grand long." And I had to know who the Ghostface killer was. Was it David? Legion said, "Not really a high to be had for a birthday in COVID times. We have a 10 p.m. curfew here in the UK, so it was a very strange non-celebration celebration, but we made do and wore a mask." And I think that's a good thing. It's a good thing to have like a pullback birthday year. It's good. In the long run, the next one, you'll remember it. This one, you'll remember. You know how many good... I've had so many good birthdays that they fade in memory. Remember that. Neil said, "So Karia, he basically said his DMs are open and let's talk greatest Wednesday moments." Blue Meanie said, "Tracy and I would talk out our match in the back. Before we'd go out to the ring, he said, 'Meanie, if I'm not there, start without me.'" I will counter that, Blue Meanie, and say Honky Tonk said to me, "If you go out there and you forget what we're doing, just punch and kick, because that's all we're doing anyway." You feel like they must have said that stuff like thousands of times. Jordan, has anyone asked why No More After Dark? Well, Jordan, since you are a Key to the City member, I did touch on it in depth in my Ask RJ that I posted literally yesterday morning. It's going forth. It's going to be a little harder to do scheduling wise, and then I didn't want to be in a situation where I felt obligated to do it and then suddenly, didn't want to do it anymore. And I feel like I would like to end it while I liked doing it. And if people miss it, then that's honestly probably a good thing. I'm happy with it. And I feel like if we're all a little sad, that's a sign that I did something somewhat worthwhile as opposed to just running it into the ground and then taking it off and then nobody cares. But again, nothing else is changing right now. So I would not worry about that at all. I would just all hang tight. I'm still on Sundays. All my other videos are coming out. My member stuff, my cameos, my pro wrestling tees, my Twitter. You'll have to pry it from my cold dead hands. I will be here. Neil said, Carla, was it David Arquette? Kiana just said Jesus, and that could really mean anything. Ty said those fake mustaches. Val said you still have a mustache. It was the one that remained. Tabby said Peter Avalon. Great match on Dark. That was very Peter Avalon-y. Andrea just yelled mustache. Carla said I would buy your used car. Well, I've got to use it first. Street Gang said, whoa, I didn't know David Arquette was going to be on here. He's here? I know, we're on the live chat. What is the problem here? Blue Meanie said, are you in a new room, RJ? No. I've actually added a little light back here, which looks weird because it's in black and white, which is a mistake I made just for this. It's like a bluish, purplish light, and it's adorable. And I also moved the ring light. So I have a ring light, and the camera used to be in the middle of it. And then I it was too harsh. It was too flat. It was not adding any depth. So I moved it over here. So it's coming this way, and that's why there's a shadow on my face here. And then I use this. It lights the back, but obviously, can you see it better if I... barely. Doesn't do anything. So I'm not. It's the magic of television, Meanie. Nail said, do the dastardly thing. Legion said, RJ Marks. Oh, this is on reference to my mustache. Adam said, this became my post-AEW thing to watch. Sad to see it go away. Thanks a lot, dude. God bless you, Adam. That's so sweet. Nicholas said, Peter Avalon is hosting tonight's episode. Joan Rivers will be guest hosting next week. Streak said, David Arquette's mustache looks great. Rowan said, one of my favorite moments was a little kid RJ road trip story. Cracked me up. Would love another. Do I have any other? On road trips, I used to keep an Art Garfunkel wig in the car. And we used to have a Simon and Garfunkel CD. And when Bridge Over Troubled Water came on, I would sing it. That's how you pass time when you're like on a 9-hour drive with your family, and you may. Soulfly sent a lovely pair tribute, which is so incredibly sweet of you. Brandon said, this isn't bumming me out. I'm glad for less interruptions. Andrew said, do the horse, Bobby. Mrs. Meany said, oh, good, a clip show, just like every Golden Girls season finale. Boring. And that reminds me of 8 years ago when I had Joan Embry on the show. Are we not? It's not. Don't have the clip. Sorry. Nail said, remember when he ripped up Ty's card? Oh, yeah. Remember when Ty got me a card and I just ripped it up on here? It was fun. And she got me a shirt and I wore it on Malcolm Bivens' Twitch show. SM said, I was legitimately started watching Scream during the live tweeting the other night. Still good. And he included me in the live tweeting, David, because he obviously needs the rub. Yes, Ty said, my handwritten note just ripped up. Nail said, Ty, it'll be the turning point in the documentary they'll make about you killing me. And the name of the documentary is You Can Probably Kill RJ City. Jordan said, mad respect. I'm calling it while it's good. I will watch the Q&A. I guess I lost my key. I stopped going to the key parties. Nail said, make some pins before you go mainstream. I had pins in the work, and then they took so long to come out, and then we missed the boat. I have the Halloween shirt, which is on sale until Saturday. And then maybe there will be some holiday business coming up. I have to talk to my people. Carla said the Ghostface killer was yet unmasked. Arquette may be lurking among NXT, unless they've been sued by the Wes Craven estate. SM said, speaking of birthdays, I actually got the best gifts this year. I owe it all to COVID. Didn't share a wish list, but got lots of gift cards to my favorite stores, and I didn't have to spend time with people. That's the net win. I want to get married this year so badly. So So I'd be like, I want to send out invitations and then be like, look, guys, we've decided not to have a wedding. And they'll be like, okay, where's the registry? Or here's some cash. All the rewards, none of the risk. Because sometimes you have a big wedding, this giant thing, you got to pay for it. And then you're inviting people just to pay you back for it. And then you fucking break even. Dave said, am I late? Did I miss some news or something? If you're just joining us, you are late. RJ Ramos said, I'm late. Howdy. Jorge says the light looks great. Nice work. That's not Jorge. That is George Barbosa from the Fight Network. And I will say, we did the Fight Network, and George and I did a little more business this week. Fun stuff. I don't know what it is, but it will be something. I'm sure it will be something. I've given him my heart and my soul, and he's going to have to edit it. So I will be interesting to see what he comes up with. He does a wonderful series called Diary on the Fight Network. You will enjoy that. If you don't enjoy me, you'll probably enjoy it. It has a lot of wrestlers and MMA guys and boxing guys and sports I don't do. George said, the light looks great. Nice. George is also my lighting director. You got to see this baby in color. It's a real mood. Val said, why would you update your set if you're leaving us? I'm not. Okay, leaving is like a relative. I'm still here. I made 2 videos just today that weren't this, that also use this set. Okay? Almost any video other than coffee and underwear, I'm here. This you will see, not in black and white, but you can turn the contrast down on your screen. No one's stopping you if you want the experience. Ty said, Nails New York, I got my revenge by killing him the second the games. Yes, I died multiple times today. I will say, yes, I played Among Us with Ronda Rousey today, and she had her mic turned way up, and then she continued to yell. And I didn't have it in me. I don't have the rapport to tell her, can you lower your mic or stop yelling? Because it's hurting me. You don't yell if you have a microphone, okay? The function of a microphone is to amplify your speech. So I can whisper, and you can hear me very clearly because the mic, it goes in here, and it goes in here, blah, like that, right? No need to blah out of here. You already have the blah. Oh, Lord. So Kari said, RJ, now that the show is ending, what's the opening bid for your kimono? This kimono was a gift from Ariel Italic from Wrestling with Nobody, so I really am not ready to part with it yet. The other kimono is David Arquette's, and it was really, I think, a legit one. Maybe I'll put it up for auction for the Alexis Arquette Foundation. I think that's very full circle. Nail said, I vote you take off the kimono for the big dance finale. Again, I would like to remind everyone that I am much more naked on Sunday mornings. So people who, I'm like, like near buck. I got underwear and socks on, and sometimes not even the socks. And sometimes the socks are in my underwear. Dave said, will there be a Golden Palace or After MASH version of this show now? Yeah. Yes, they will. Craig Kilborn will be the new host. It is now Kilborn After Dark. I hope you all enjoy. AJ is here. Dear Lord, I'm here to find out what your Halloween costume is. There's only one answer. I'm going to assume the answer is Gene Kelly because you're a Gene Kelly fetishist. I'm sure it says it in your bio. Is that the right answer? Please let me know. Blue Meanie said, you can slightly maim RJ City. This is what I love. Okay? Blue Meanie did not misspell maim. He spelt it maim, like Angela Lansbury, B. Arthur, the Broadway show. Bosom Buddies maim. Danny said, don't forget to like the video. Yeah, here's another fucking gripe. 59 people are watching, 28 likes. That's 27 likes. Somebody just disliked it. Wow. Gee, thanks. This is a good note to go out on. Horrible people. Steve said, hello, Governor. Hello to you. Nell said, married, you'd say. Rowan said, Miss Meanie, I usually love a good clip montage show, but the Golden Girls always use the same shit over and over again. It was definitely not their best. That's for sure. Condoms, condoms, condoms. How many times can you hear that? And the one with Merv. Dave said, I can't wait for your interview with Larry King, where he asked why'd you cancel the show? On the phone now is Steven from Duluth. Go ahead, you're on. Yeah, hi, Larry. I just want to know why you canceled the show. Ty said, got married on New Year's Eve. Cash in on all the things, holidays, COVID, everything. That's go for broke. That's a really good idea, Ty. Andrea said, always wanted to bring this up, keep forgetting, but Rue McClanahan had a clause in her contract that she got to keep Blanche's wardrobe. I need to find some of these clothes. You know, I don't know if it was her nephew or her cousin opened a cheesecake restaurant in New York and they had all her stuff. And then it wasn't around that long. I think it closed quickly. He must have some stuff. 100%. Most of the shows, like in Canada, the movies I've been on, the general rule is if you like your clothes that they got for you, you can buy them, I think, for half off. Like if you were, but, so that was like for if you're like, oh, I'm an accountant and I'm wearing suits. But I was like, always ended up being a wrestler, wearing weird shit like the Gildar costume. So that shit is not only sometimes not for sale, but people love, like the wardrobe people love that they made it. So they do not want to part with it because it's their work, you know? Having said that, I have all the tank tops from Cynical Crafter. I would go to this place down the street called the Black Market. It was underground, and they would print designs on used T-shirts, and then we'd have a woman specifically cut them to my liking, which was great. Danny said, "Tell me a lie and say that you won't go." Rowan said, "Like a bridge over troubled water." SM said, "What would you like on your registry, my wedding registry? What would be the top 5 items that you'd ask for?" Best Cobb salads in the world, coffee book, best of Carol Burnett on DVD, a new pair of shoes, a bidet in the house, and a coffee bar. I think that's it. Nell said, after tonight, we should all pretend RJ is invisible and has disappeared to freak him out. Or maybe that'll be happy and I'll leave for good. Dave said, I'm still not getting up at 9:30 a.m. on Sundays, no matter how good the underwear or the coffee is. My laziness takes priority. You can always rewatch it with the live chat on and sing along with the songs. I should have come out with like lyric sheets. Nail said, don't tell the Dirk Sheets he shot on Rhonda. We're still a cult. But I shot on her in the video too. I'm sure I'll get in trouble with that later on. Brandon said, colder than New York Eve. Colder than New Year's Eve in New York City, 2008. Adam Russo said, I don't know why you keep saying you're not going anywhere. Well, you're clearly abandoning us to die in the woods alone and cold. Yeah, but if you make it out, then they say you become a man. Jordan said, there's a show called After Dark. Oh, this is a limerick. Thank you. The Slash just told me there's a limerick involved. There is a show called After Dark for a peculiar type of mark. It was hosted by City. Its end was not shitty. And now find a new place to park. Speaking of, let's read another limerick. Well done, Jordan. There was a young fellow named Pell who didn't like vaginas very well. He would finger and fuck one, but never would suck one. He just couldn't get used to the smell. I think that's not entirely true. A young bride was once heard to say, oh dear, I am wearing away. The insides of my thighs look just like mince pies, for my husband won't shave every day. See, I think he also went like, and then sliced the... Whew. A word young man from Stamboul discovered red spots on his tool. Said the doctor, a cynic, get out of my clinic. Just wipe off the lipstick, you fool. You see, there's a fellatio kind of thing. Tabby said, after being sick, it was nice to be able to go outside again. Aren't you, in these bizarre, depressing circumstances, able to enjoy the smaller, simpler things in life, even though you're still complaining about the things you've always been complaining about? Nail said, Sunday is like a bikini. Wednesday is like a bra and panties. No different, but weirdly, shockingly different. This is slightly more sexual. Well, I think it's the limericks. Val said, I was hoping Meanie and David would take turns filling this time slot. I'm telling you, it's now Kilborn After Dark. Same channel. It's just not me. So get used to Craig. He's a great kid. You're going to like him. RJ said, who in the blue hell disliked this video? People do, and that's fine. I would like not everyone to like me, then I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Dave said, I can't believe Betty White outlived this show. She'll get hers. Oh, she'll get hers. Val said, but we are your horrible people. Yes, and I will cherish you all, kind of. Brandon said, get with the lime Ricky. Some of us are here to get drunk. Yeah, let's get bombed. Nail said, I think Sabrina is lurking and secretly disliked the stream because she's such a heel. I agree with that. Rowan said, Kilborn After Dark. Hells yeah. Give me that Scottish accent every day. You're thinking of Craig Ferguson. Craig Kilborn, he's not the guy you want. But you're going to like him anyway. Jordan said, what's your favorite Ethel Merman song? I probably like Everything's Coming Up Roses. Or There's No Business Like Show Business. I mean, that to me was the first one I knew, so I want to stick with that. But Everything's Coming Up Roses is great. Cactus Kelly said, is the show ending because of your AWA contract? Yeah, Vern said, the hell is this internet thing? You got to get off it. So, yeah, I can't write everything off to Minnesota anymore. Nail said, Danhausen made you a lovely shirt you didn't appreciate. Bet it was better than the black market. I'll tell you whose gimmick I love. That new Van Velzen kid. He's great, Velzen. Carla said, what will become of the cigar? It's disintegrating and peeling as we speak. So it wouldn't last another week anyway. A Revenge of B. Craig said, are we getting a suffix fight with Danhausen Velzen? I don't think so. George said, the bidet is underrated in North America. I think that says a lot about us as a people and where our priorities lie. SM said, couldn't, because in Europe, everything's going up there. SM said, couldn't the guy from the Limerick use a dental dam or something? No excuses. That's fair. Tabby said, City After Dark is ending, but come on, next Wednesday is going to be the start of the Puddin Velzen Wrestling Federation Velzen. We're all going to love it. Nail said, some of us are always drunk. Revenge said, what ironic, sexy costume are you wearing for Halloween? This. I'm going to go as just a creative failure. Dave said, Craig Kilborn made a blue blazer joke. What? I never heard that. Holy shit. I gotta look. That's horrible. That's really bad. Andrea said, I can take over for Craig whenever. Give him a 4-week contract. I wouldn't mind Hankst After Dark. Is that how you say your name, by the way? I've never asked you. Carla said, 1 Ricky leg for my baby and 1 more for the road. RJ wants me to auction off the cigar as a bold move because it's slowly, the blue book value is not at this point. Val said, what will happen to your glorious robe? I'm going to hang it and frame it. Brandon said, I got to go pet my cat, Susan. Enjoy. Miss Meany said, Craig Kilborn. Again, I had no idea about this. And you would feel like any late night stuff that ever mentioned wrestling, I always knew. I even knew when they mentioned George the Animal Steel on Seinfeld. It was in the Man Hands episode. I can't believe I didn't know this. Dave said, maybe the show is ending because the AWA is launching a new Wednesday night shows, and it's going to be called AWA on Wednesdays. Neil said, I actually would be hilarious if you did dress as RJ City After Dark for Halloween just to mess with us. And just hi, everybody. I'm having a hoot. Tabby said, my Halloween costume is going to be RJ making coffee in his underwear, but with boobs. Fine by me. Sometimes when I lean over, I can get a little going. Who's got the boobs now? Andrea said, correct pronunciation, RJ. Thank you. I've heard them all. Andrea Hanexkutten. Kiana said, excellent idea to Cabby. Excellent idea, Tabby. I think everyone should be do their impression of me with boobs like this. How I see, it's hard because it closes the. Look at this. You could put a Coke bottle here or something. That's impressive. Nail said, I'm going to be Nails Velzen for Halloween. Do feel free to tweet Danhausen your best Van Velzen sentences. Velzen. He got me with that birthday shit, and I'm getting him back with Van Velzen. Fuck him. Dave said, does Dan Housing dress like a normal person on Halloween? He dresses as Danny Housing Glover. That's who he's being this year. Or Denhausen Day Lewis. Nail said, I love you. Or that's so sweet of you. Nails. RJ said, I can change my last name to City and take over after Kilborn. That's fine by me. Jordan said, are you going to actually do a Halloween special? We all need this. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Maybe some type of horrible stream or something I'll be coerced into, but probably not. Kiana said, well, that's easy. Just the shirt is the special, Jordan. Kiana said, well, that's easy. I'm in. You literally just have to be in your underwear and drink coffee, and then complaining you're there. Rowan is drunk. My bad. I am oddly attracted to Craig Kilborn, though. Lord help me. That's your problem. Fly said, nice cleavage. Val said, hiya, Val pal. SM said, we need cleavage, RJ emoji, but not before the judge about the one. The estate is going to sue me. Dave said, since this is the last show, let's ask dirty questions. What's the best slang term for penis? I often say Schwanz. I often use a person's last name. So I'll be like, we were in the locker room, and he walked over and took his Danhausen out. My family, when I was a kid, called it biche. And that's like a twisted slang from what would mean piche, meaning little fish. So that's what I knew. So those three, I rotate. Neil said, I will not be part of any war with Danhausen. How dare Velsing you? Reginald Van Velzen. Danhausen liked my Reginald Johnson Velzen tweet, so my life is complete now, and I'm shutting down my Twitter account. Good way to go out. Yolanda said, hello, my sexy heathens. I say here is a horrible one for you, Yolanda. There was a young man of Arras who stretched himself out on the grass, and with no little trouble, he bent himself double and stuck his prick well up his ass. Oh no, here's a bad one. Coitus upon a cadaver, I could really just stop there, is the ultimate way you can have her. Her intimate state means a man needn't wait and eliminates all the palaver. I don't even know what the punchline means. That one is horrible, and I should have stopped there. Ugh. These are terrible. This is all about, these ones aren't good. These ones aren't good. Oh no. Okay, here we go. There once was a fellow named Seagull who attempted to bugger a beagle, but the meddlesome bitch turned and said with a twitch, it's fun, but you know it's illegal. See, that one's a little better. It got dirty, like you start dirty and then you get out of it. Kiana thinks she's going to break Twitter if she does her impression, but I say you do it. I'm sure you'll get a nice retweet from Mark Henry. Nail said, I've not slept in on Sunday morning since I found RJ, and you're for the better because of it. Andrea said, the Val duo does make me quite happy. A real pair of Vals. Jordan said, no Halloween special, but I bought that piece of shit shirt for nothing. What a sham. Pox on this show. I hope it ends. You just might get your wish. Val said, same nails. I set a fucking alarm. Danny said, I wish I could sleep in on a Sunday. Revenge said, which cat from Cats is your favorite cat? I love Rum Tum Tugger. Or McCavity. No, not McCavity. To hell with McCavity. Why I like Rum Tum Tugger is because he sings McCavity. So not only does he get to sing the Rum Tum Tugger song, the Rum Tum Tugger is ba. And no, he doesn't sing McCavity. He gets to sing, it's my other favorite cat, Mr. Mistopheles. He's the because Mrs. Mistopheles doesn't sing about himself. He just goes like, magic. This thing's on fire. Ta-da! Right? That would be. SM said, little fish. Val said, I thank RJ for meeting Val Capone. That's so sweet. She's a wonderful human being. I will never stop singing her praises. Yolanda said, I deserve it because I'm late to the party. Yes, you do. Nail said, Val, I would have met you on other streams, but I thank RJ for the extra Val Velzens. Kiana is reacting, I believe, to limericks. Nails wants Travolta to do a limerick. I'll get there. Roman said, I certainly couldn't do it without a costume impersonation of RJ without boobs. You can't tape down what I got. Oh, boy. Kiana said, Mark only retweets my cakes now. But what cakes are we talking about? Tabby said, crossing my fingers that next week marks the beginning of this becoming a reaction video. I'm reacting to life in my streams. Aaron says Skimbleshanks, fuck Skimbleshanks, and Mungle Jerry, and Rumpelteazer. I do like Jenny Anydots. Nail said Rum Tum Tugger sounds like the very English slang for a little fish. He walked into the locker room, he took out his Rum Tum Tugger. And I said, Skimbleshanks, good sir. Revenge said, who took the cookie from the cookie jar? It was not me. Nail said, I need no excuse to drink on a Wednesday because the show isn't on anymore. You need to cope. Val said, I don't even feel an ounce of shame for having seen Cats. Well, you should. Well, the movie you should. Yolanda, don't participate in the cookie song. Kiana said, he enjoyed the chocolate cake, but I don't think he saw the better than sex cake. I think he should send one to his house. Ham said, who painted the Mona Lisa? It was a wonderful Jackson Pollock. Here is a Travolta for everybody. There was a young fellow from Decatur. Oh, sorry, I messed up the gender. There was a young girl from Decatur who was fucked by an old alligator. No one ever knew how she relished that screw. For after he fucked her, he ate her. He ate the woman. He ate it because he's not with the law, rocking and rolling. So, yeah. Dave said, "What the heck am I supposed to do with these?" We will keep drinking on the show, and they're beautiful. I think the lime Ricky emoji should be a sign of refreshment and hope and joy. Almost done this thing. I'm fucking loading it up today. I'm loaded. SM loves the Travolta. Nail said, perfect. Okay, Ramos said, that Travolta sounds like Christopher Walken passing a kidney stone. I think they're both in the same neighborhood, so it makes sense. Jordan says, honestly, this show, whether it's gone on forever or there is a reunion someday, it will be a good time capsule for everyone. Love you, RJ. Thank you, Jordan. That is so sweet. And I hope we could all look back on these and go, oh my God, we talked about a bunch of weird things. My favorite thing ever was, because sometimes I thought, this would be a nice place for people to come and share weird late night stuff they might not share anywhere else. Because I wanted it to be different than Coffee and Underwear, which was a happy singing. I thought we could get more intimate and weird here. And we did. But sometimes it was just like the burden was on me to start it, because it is weird. Like, you got your name and shit there. It's weird to type weird shit. So, but I think it was a couple months ago. I was like, we're here and we're just opening up ourselves, and it's okay to express weird things that have happened to us, whatever. And then David immediately wrote into the chat, I ran into my sister at an S&M bar. And that, to me, was what I wanted from this show. To have that insane confession. It's not even dirty and sexual. Like, there's just weird. It's just weird on top of it, right? And I got to, for like the next 10 minutes, break down the logistics of how you would react if you saw your sibling and what you would glean from that experience as a human being. That was a very exciting moment for me. Niels wants to do a watch along one day. Yolanda likes my Travolta. Carla said it is a fine line between it's up, it's higher, and then wowie, like that's Christopher Walken. There's that part. Nail said he's faster on a Wednesday, and you did all the shit. What? There's also a character. What are we talking about here? There's also a character limit here. That's fair. Kiana said everyone's horny and weird during a pandemic. Well, that too. We're all dealing with it, and may I say, dealing with it horribly. Neil said, classic David. Dave said, what the show needs is more BDSM talk, which is my favorite kind of stereo. Yolanda said, well, I enjoyed the stream because I could be myself more and be reckless in peace. And that's so nice. And may I say, Yolanda does make some fantastic gear. And, I know people are wrestling less and less, so it's harder to make gear. If you are a gal or a fella and you want to spice up your relationship, you want to get into some BDSM, whatever, and you need a kink-ass outfit, I'm sure Yolanda can custom make you something beautiful to wow your partner or wow yourself. Maybe you want to put it on the mirror. Get some custom-made underwear shit. Change your game. Don't go to this order online shit, American Apparel, whatever. Get some custom, say my ass, and this is what I need for it. She knows exactly what to do, I'm going to assume. Ham said you should release a print-on-demand video disc anthology of your City After Dark episodes. They're all here. You can go back to the beginning and watch them. I think the first one was in color. That's how new it was. And then I realized, ooh, we can do this in black and white. This is so much better. Neil said, I loved how crazy we got on a Wednesday. We can stay that way and we can live that way. SM said, I'm going to be honest, this isn't my first rodeo. Oh, someone is a fan of Tom Selleck. But it certainly was the longest running and most closely knit cult. That's so sweet. This one ending hurts the most. It's still it's good. First of all, it's good to end things when everyone is happy and in love and you hold and you have a good cry, as opposed to blowing up or just suddenly one day being gone. It's a nice chance to also say goodbye this way. Like, I would hate to just miss one and be like, yep, it's over. Like, that would suck. So I'm happy to do it like this. Sometimes you do not get the chance to say goodbye, and that often bothers me more than something being gone. Let's grieve together. Andrew said, okay, I can add. I was a dominatrix in New York City. Fucking finally. Now that the show is ending, shit. And my boyfriend at the time's father needed me to tell him which one, just in case. I just want to know the code name. And I just will cross-reference it with any other code names I've come across, just to make sure we keep the business professional and don't cross-contaminate it with our personal or familial lives. Thank you. Good seeing you. Take care of my son. That is fantastic. Also, good for him to be fucking secure with his shit. I don't know what the son knew, and I don't know how this relationship ended. But good for everyone involved. And I will say, if you're going to be a dominatrix, New York City is the best place. Because you got your standard freaks, but then you got your low-key, I'm on the stock market. And I'm fucking positive you had way more of them. And they have money, and they're just like, I hate my life. The banks are too big to fail. I need you to destroy me. Those are the people. It's always the people not talking about it that end up being the ones keeping it all alive. Rowan said, I feel like, which dungeon? Which dungeon? I thought it was whatever. Look, good. Because apparently this is a place where even brothers and sisters can run into each other. So it's good to know. And he'll stay out of the district. Rowan said, I feel like that limerick was read by Tracy Turnblad's mom. John Travolta never needed to be in that movie, although he seemed really happy. Dave said, next week, the U.S. will be in flames anyway, so better get out when the getting's good. Is it election night? Would that have been, next week would have been like the election night special? That would have been it's just going to be weird no matter what. Obviously, there's a way better ending that I'm praying for, but it's a mess. And even from now until then is a mess. This is now a political talk show with Craig Kilborn. Tabby said, there once was a man named Xenu who jerked off the thetans with emus. A fellow called Hubbard watched from the cupboard a practice Travolta will renew. That he will. And that is quite a limerick, Tabby. Well done. Brava. Especially for being drunk. Oh Lord, I'm missing all these things. Where did we go? Let me get back to, oh Lord, I missed so much. There we go. Andrea said, Nail said, Andrea, best last stream declaration. This is a nice confession. Val said, wait, I'm actually supposed to watch wrestling on Wednesday night now. This is truly the end of City After Dark. Woof. Good luck with all the hammerlocks. Sicaria said, should I share another one of my crazy stories of the final episode? Sicaria, what the fuck do you think? Yes. Kiana said, okay, but I want RJ City Velzen underwear. You mean you want RJ City underwear Velzen? Yeah, don't quite have the hang of it. Val said, I generally say ridiculous shit because I assume nobody notices me. I'm invisible. And because of that, I say ridiculous shit and assume it has no consequences. That's the internet in a nutshell. SM said, is there a promo code for cult members? Yep, it's just Velzen. Jordan said, this is where the cult started. I guess. Yolanda said, thank you, RJ. And yeah, stop looking like boring ass bums. Get your fetish lingerie for men and women. From Yolanda. I'm sure she can make a darn fine collar or a leash or handcuffs, that kind of business. Nail said, Blue Meanie, you should steal the audience blue after dark. You have a kimono, a blue one. Everyone, please do go listen to Blue Meanie's podcast. This is the least I can do. Is let him siphon some of this good business. He's been such a wonderful person here. Dave said, I remember growing up before school, there was some weird Playboy couples better sex infomercial on TV at like 7 a.m. I learned a lot. I saw my first pornographic material from comedy movies, like from Monty Python and stuff. Like that was the gateway. Blue Meanie said, I remember when City After Dark was shown in a flip book form. I think it would flip so hard and that book would... You ever do the flip books too fast and you're like, this isn't working for me at all? And then you flip it so much that you curl the pages and it would never really work again. Angel said, thanks, Nails. I don't like to say it too often, but it's worth it here. It's a cult munity. It is a munity, and we're mutiny. Munity on the Bounty. It's one of my favorite Van Johnson movies. Val said, I'm going to download his shit and sell bootleg RJ DVDs with clips on the show in Battery Park, I guess. Ms. Meany has a question. Why do you hate us, RJ? It's that I hate myself. And I see reflections of myself in each one of you. So in the joy of reflection, there is pain and sorrow. SM said, RJ making me get deep in the feels. Tabby said, the City After Dark revival on Broadway will be a smash hit. As my show's name is 700 Wednesdays. Neil said, Andrew, you made him so happy. Andrew said, we were a block from the Empire State Building and lunch break was more lucrative. Could you imagine? Buy, sell. Or what are they in the offices going, business. Do you have the file? I have the file. Let's have a meeting. Stomp on my balls. Okay, back to the meeting. You're fired. You're hired. We're going to promote you again. How some people, I'm just like, how do you function at all? Like, I couldn't even do one of the things that you're doing. I admire those people. Jordan said, I cannot believe I never told the story of going to the box on the Lower East Side. It's so After Dark appropriate. I feel like a fool. I should just get anonymous letters from people at this point and we just read them out loud. Dave said, election is this Tuesday. Thank you. I'm an idiot. Call it going to be weird. SM said, do you really think there's still hope for America, RJ? I'm scared. There is hope. It's certainly been threatened. There's hope. And the greatest thing would be if this is, a wake-up call for complacency and erosion and stagnation and would be a thrust that moves everyone forwards. It's certainly a lot of people have woken up. I don't know how it all shakes out in a week, but yeah, I'll be here. Joe Lupin said, I miss Tracy Smothers. We'll go back earlier. We talked about him a lot. Tabby said, I'm not drunk. Fun fact, I've never been drunk. Just don't like the stuff. Well, good for you. I like that. And stay the course. Kiana is near wasted. And she's going for the record. The wonderful Matt Camp from the French wrestling program, The Boom. Tim and I believe Raymond Rougeau said, will the robe be retired and displayed somewhere? Yes. It's going into WWE The World. WWE The World. Wonderful restaurant in New York that's never had another name. I'm going to put it in a glass case next to Cactus Jack's barbed wire bat. And Chaz's underwear. Chaz's Joe Boxer boxers. WWE The World. I'm learning. Dave said, I feel weird that I'm still wearing pants this late into the show. Well, take them off and let's have fun. Please. You know what? I'm kind of pissed about, Matt. You had William Shatner on. A lot of Star Trek. Not one Twilight Zone. Not one Man on the Wing. Not one Third Rock from the Sun. Bothered me a little bit. Nor a Boston Legal. This congeniality, whatever. But there were some holes in the game. I would like to speak to your producers. SM said, does Yolanda make face masks? Yolanda, do you make face masks? So Kari said, I was once invited to a ball by my best gays. I got all dolled up to hang out with my boys. They pick me up and I get in the car and they are in full leather, daddy and pup gear. Oh my. Okay, so Kari said it was a BDSM ball. We get in. Oh God, this is a whole thing here. Hold on. Let me read it and I'll come back and whatever. Oh, this is a good one. And I lost the place. We get in. They sit me at a table with food and immediately fuck off. I get off. I get up after eating, go to the restroom. When I come back, my one friend is having something done to his body parts with fire. I guess they're making a tequila or something. I got up to get more food, came back, and she's still at work. So I just sit down at my table and eat my chicken next to them. I mean, I was there first. And good for you. That's amazing. That is amazing. And in many ways, that is your fetish, is the chicken. Let me go back here. Aaron said, can we get a Vincent Price limerick for this pre-Halloween finale spooktacular? Yes. Ooh, yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. There was a young fellow named Fritz who planted an acre of tits. They came up in the fall, pink nipples and all, and he chewed them up all into bits. I like this. I'm going to do it again. There was a young man of Rangoon who farted and filled a balloon. The balloon went so high that it stuck in the sky and stank out the man in the moon. Jordan said, my cousin and I went to the Comedy Cellar, asked for some place to get weird, and we got sent to the box. There were $18 drinks, which isn't that crazy nowadays. A sex show and a girl who loudly offered to blow me for coke. I didn't have. Well, that's what I call a fair exchange. So Kari said it was a BDSM ball. Oh, we did. I'm reading everything again. A new series. Everyone wants a new series. Kiana said, yes, I love me a good thrust of hope. Val said, I don't drink alcohol. Tastes like hell. Gives me horrible instant heart. It's not good for you at all. Yolanda said, once I'm caught up on my design work, that is the plan. So prepare your mask orders from Yolanda. Ham said, if you could recast Looney Tunes with wrestlers, who would play which cartoon character? Looney Tunes. A Wile E. Coyote would be played by Malcolm Bivens. That I know for sure. And I think that would be great. Yosemite Sam. Who could play Yosemite Sam? Well, I guess it would have to be Dutch Mantel. I guess that makes sense. And Marvin the Martian would have to be played by, I don't really know. We need more Marvin the Martians in this business. Oh, Danhausen. That makes sense. Or Van Velzen would be a good one. Dave said the last 4 years are like the C-spot run period of American history. The scary thing is that the guy who starred in that movie comes back after a while. Nell said RJ knows what he's doing. Matt said thank you for getting the F out. Yes, I trimmed it off my hedges. Neil said he's Matt Cam from the French wrestling show La Boom. Yolanda said I still have my Austin 316 middle finger keychain from that restaurant. Oh, God bless you. SM said speaking of the Boom, I saw that Maven will be on the show and Elias. I'm a big Elias fan, and I'm a fan of Maven. Dave said the only question to ask William Shatner are TJ Hooker questions, or even without the TJ, I'm sure he has answers. Andrew said, Yolanda, I might need you to bring me something. Blue Meanie said, how about some Rescue 911, the Matt Camp? What the F, dude? Everyone is. It was a real dropped ball there, Matt. Matt said, Bill, oh, you're on that basis with him? It's no longer William? You moved straight to the Bill after one interview? Bob Costas doesn't even call him Bill. Completely took over the show, and 75% of the material went out the window. He was a delight. I like him. I think he's, in the next few years, I may see a reverse mortgage commercial from him. Yolanda said, bravo from sharing. Andrew said, yes, spooky. Why is it so hard to find a copy of the WWE The World menu? I don't know. I need to know what they served. I had a glass from there, and I don't know what happened to it. So Kari said Vincent Price limericks are the best. Sabrina, I knew it. Chewing nipple sounds terrible. Andrea said, I swear I saw someone write a feature on the WWE The World menu. You're a writer. You write it. Pam said, speaking of Vincent Price, there's a Family Feud video on YouTube. It's cast of Gilligan's Island versus the cast of the 60s Batman. Vincent Price is there, and boy, he's a charmer. Yes, he is. Yolanda's there. SM said, how can this be the last episode without Bill? Doesn't feel right. Dave said, who is better in Airplane, Robert Stack or William Shatner? Oh, Robert Stack. Easily, no question. No offense, but, you know. Nell said, well, we are still a cult, but we are. Well, it was never a cult to begin with, but it is. Joe said, I'm having so much trouble getting my friends and family to watch and enjoy RJ City. You have to, divorce yourself from the family. You have to become excommunicated. You have to become estranged. Nell said, Joe, maybe you bumped into them at a BDSM dungeon where you asked them. Yolanda said, I don't want this to end, but it must. I'm going to read one more limerick and then say goodbye. Let's see if we can get something. Oh, this is about diseases. There was a young woman of Chester who said to the man that undressed her, I think you will find that it's better behind. The front is beginning to fester. Maybe one more. Maybe I don't want this to end. Canute, Flute, Kildare. An erotic young man of Kildare drilled a hole in the seat of a chair. He fucked it all night, then died of fright that maybe he wasn't all there. Well, isn't life fleeting? Thank you, all of you, so much for participating in this most horrendous of journeys and watching along and liking and commenting and bearing your souls and holding mine as I bared it to you. But I have to go, for this torch that I found has got to be drowned or it soon will explode. So make it one for my baby and one more for the road. That long, long road. God bless and Godspeed.